So last week, I had a little bit of time on my hands, believe it or not. And I said, gee, let me try to write a comic book strip. Now, I was trying to do like, Kingdom Come or something like that, but something very simple, really to just do the exercise. So I did. I got a script. And if you look at this script, it probably would run 16 pages if it was done exactly the way I wanted it. Now, who was going to draw it? I decided I was going to use AI. As you'll find out, AI had their own mind about how things should look and how it should work. So it was maybe a little bit like Lee, and Kirby here. Stay tuned for the video and let's see how AI drew my comic book strip.
Anachronic.
Hi, comic fans. I'm Joe and welcome to Anachronic Comics. So, yeah, AI had its own way of doing things. And what I found out is if I did 3, 4, 5 panels and I stopped and I came back, AI decided that it would change, I guess, the way that it would draw from a comic book type of thing to a more realistic one to a more of a cartoony one. And I tried to get it to go back. One time it changed the complete look of one of the people that are there. So I'll kind of show you what I did with that. But it was an interesting exercise, to say the least. Now, what I did with part one was actually went over and I used another program and tried to put it together as if it was a comic book. And so what I want to do to start off with is to show you that part. Now, the name of the story is The Birth of Jappery. Now, what does Jappery mean? Jappery basically has to do with the individual that is a comedian or comedic. Yep, I just decided I was going to, quote unquote, borrow some of the Joker isms, and perhaps you'll see some of the Batman isms or whatever in this particular script. Again, I wasn't trying to be super creative. I was just trying to see if I could put a script together, and I did. So I'm pretty happy with that. So again, AI, kind of like Jack Kirby, I think I'm going to take it in this direction. I think I'm going to draw it like this, whatever else. So let's take a look. Let me bring up part one. And again, I put these into different pages, so at least it would look a little bit like a comic book. I will show you the rest of them, but they'll just be panel by panel. Okay, so let's bring up The Birth of Jappery. All right, you know what? Let me put myself down at the bottom there so it's a little bit bigger. All right, so here you see the splash page, The Birth of Jappery, Somers, New York. That's my town in New York. You see people walking around, honking, busy city, right? And you see at the top Jason, and Jason says, come on down to the Laughing Stock. Laughter guaranteed or your money back. He owns a comedy shop, right? And in the next panel, he's looking across the street at the Comedy King, which is the most successful comedy shop and bar in the town. And his hope is that one day, yes, one day, people will be coming to his club. All right. So as we go along, let me see, how am I going to get this? Oh, there we go. So the next one, you see there, Jason, he's up at the Laughing Stock. Not a lot of people there, but a few people watching, having a drink. And he tells a joke. And as you can see from the second panel, poor Jason, the joke was a bomb. It didn't go over well at all. All right. So now notice how it's changed. Let me bring it back a little bit. I took a break, came back, and suddenly we no longer have a comic booky type of drawing. Oh, and I forgot to tell you too, sometimes you get an extra arm. I try to correct it a few times, but this one I just left in there because I didn't want to bother with it. If you tell him you have 3 arms, it will correct it, usually. Okay. Anyway, so you see here, it then changes into like a more kind of almost sepia type of thing. The people kind of look like, Jason still kind of looks like himself, but he's a little different, right? So in this one, Jason's talking to his friend, and they're basically saying, "Hey, the place you have sucks, and it may not even be the jokes or what have you." So Jason goes down and starts writing stuff. He's ripping up papers. He's trying to figure out what to do because I need something big, something that will make them notice me. And suddenly the light bulb goes off. If they won't laugh with me, they'll laugh at me. And then they'll fear me. Get it? All right, let's continue. All right, now we get a little bit darker. All right, AI decides I'm going to make things darker. Why? I guess because Jason's going to the dark side. All right. In the panels that I'm going to show you later on, I did lighten things up a little bit, but I left these the way that the AI put them together. So Jason makes a fateful call, and a mysterious visitor arrives. All right. Be careful with this. Don't worry, I know exactly what I'm doing. Jason looks like he is happy. What does he do? Notice how things are getting darker and darker. It's some sort of luminescent thing. And he does the unthinkable. He starts to spike the drinks that the individuals have. And then he gives out the drinks and says, hey, they're on the house. Have a drink. And everybody's laughing, having a good time. Free drinks. Why wouldn't I like a free drink? So they all drink it down. Notice how it gets darker and darker. All right. The patrons drink up. But soon things go bad. What was in this drink? All right. And I think it got darker because I felt that darkness is getting in there. The next one you can hardly see. You'll see it when I show you the lightened up one in a minute. All right. The audience starts to laugh uncontrollably. Right. And their faces are contorted, grotesque, permanent smiles. Joker, anybody? All right. And you can see that there, right? You can kind of see them, I guess, if you look really closely. But basically, it's their smile and their eyes and their drink that are being shown. All right. Now, over here is where Jason, as you can hardly see him here because things just keep getting darker and darker and darker. All right, Jason stands on the stage, his own face twisted into a sinister grin. He's now fully transformed into Jappery, the supervillain. And, we have to... The world will be my stage. Yes, they will laugh, but they will fear the name Jappery. Okay? And the requisite Joker-esque ha 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 echoing throughout the city. All right. So that was kind of the first part of the story. All right. And you can see now that AI kind of has a, I guess you would say, its own mind with respect to what it wants to do and how it does things. All right. So let me bring up now, I'll refer to this if necessary, but I'd like to see the whole story and I want you also to see how AI just makes some decisions on its own. Let's bring this up. All right, so now, and let me put myself at the bottom again so that you can see it better. Okay, I think we've got it on full screen now. So here you see the original item in the way that I had put it together, the first splash page. And let's see if we can continue it. All right, and there's Jason now. And that's the first, that's the second panel that you saw. Third panel. No reason to make any changes here. I think it's well done. There he is with his 3 arms. Sad. And this is where the change was, right? Need something big. Has a thought. And notice the books in the back. Comedy, writing. All right. This is all, AI made all this up. Comedy, writing. I don't know what that of Jones is at the bottom, but they came up with, the AI came up with all of that on its own. And let's see. All right, let me get a little bit darker. All right. There it is. Same thing. You saw this right now. I lightened this up a little bit. Okay. So now you can see things a little bit better. The drinks are still luminescent, but you can see the faces. There's the original. Okay. Again, lightened up. You can see the faces. They're all drinking. Right. I don't know. And here, I'm not sure who it is that's holding this up because all the other arms I think are accounted for. But anyway, that's where it is. Okay. There's the original. All right. Lightened up again. What was in the drink? Look at them. They're all like really upset. I'm sorry. That's lightened up now. Now you can really see them. I think I lightened this up twice. All right. That's the original. There you go. Right. And there they are all laughing now. They're all laughing. There's the original. Oh, that's kind of eerie, I have to say. AI probably had a good idea on this. I lined it up a bit there. And you can see their faces. Oh, yep. All right. And this one with Jason looking at them. There he is, like lightened up now, so now you can see him better, right? Now I just put a face mask on that. I took everything else out just to see what it would look like, you know? And then this comes next. Right? There he is lightened up. And there's the ha ha ha. End part one. All right, so that was end of part one. So now let's go on to the others and let's take a look at the rest of the story. Part two. Now take a look at this style. I came back and the style changed. I kind of liked this. Everybody's look at their faces. These people's faces, they're all contorted. They're out, and Jason's out in front leading them. Everything is going to hell the next day. And there they are. The authorities are baffled by the sudden outbreak of hysteria. Now you see this change, right? This change in artistic style. That was the AI's choice. Citizens are urged to stay indoors until further notice. As I had mentioned here that there was television reporters, right? And they are making a news report. That's what's going on, right? And there he is, Jason, now a real contorted look on his face, is watching it. And look at the people there on TV. They're starting to get contorted. And he says, perfect, just as planned. And you know that's him because he's at the laughingstock. Okay. Now we meet the police officer, Maria. Police officer is Maria. I'm trying to get the page here. I guess I put these out of order. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So you have Maria there. She is the interior of the police station. She's a tough, determined officer. And she's at the center of all this chaos going on, right? Says, we need to find out who's behind this and stop them now, right? And there she is now marking where different occurrences are happening. And the attacks seem to be centered around the laughingstock. We need to start there. What a smart detective you want to be, okay? Stay sharp, everyone. We don't know what we're dealing with. Now, it looks like they're coming out of the laughingstock. But let's make believe they're going into the laughingstock, okay? All right. Inside, it's eerily quiet. The officers move cautiously through the club. It's empty. No sign of anyone. Okay. Maria finds a hidden door behind the stage. And there it is. There's the hidden door. Can you guys see? I guess you can't see it. It's kind of dark. I probably should have lightened this up a little bit. But she's pointing at it. All right. So there's a hidden door behind the stage. She signals the team to follow her. Over here. This might be where he's hiding. And there he is. Welcome, officers. I've been expecting you. He's sitting on a bunch of books, right? And the books are kind of interesting. If you take a look at them, I don't know. One of them seems to be trying to say jokes. One of them seems to be trying to say comedy. But they're really kind of all contorted type of words. Okay. It's over, Jason. Suddenly she knows who he is. It's over, Jason. Surrender now. And Jason says, oh, Jason is dead. I'm Jappery. And the show has just begun. Suddenly, he presses a button and there's the gas going through. All right. And people start choking, some of them laughing uncontrollably. And Maria starts yelling, get out now, right? But she manages to put a gas mask on, just had one handy, all right? And tackles Jappery to the ground and says, you're not getting away that easily, all right? Now, Jappery then goes ahead and struggles with Maria, but manages to take out some kind of a electric shock gun and shocks her It says, "You're a tough one, detective. I like that." Right? "But I have bigger plans. The city will be mine." Maria's out and he's escaping. Right? Maria, at the end of part 2, says, "This isn't over, Jappery. I'll stop you no matter what." That was the end of part 2. All right. Hope you're loving this so far. All right, so I kind of like this style of art that they put together. It was a little dark. I probably should have lightened these up too for you guys. So hopefully that's good enough, so you can kind of it's clear enough so that you can see it. All right, now part 3 was a little bit tougher for me dealing with AI. It was the next day, and it seemed to have forgotten everything about what we had done beforehand, although it was right there above it because I went to the same string, I kept it. So let's go ahead and see what we got. All right, this first one is in the same style. "Enter the Veil, the Rise of Jappery, Part 3. As the city wakes to a new day, hope arrives." Right, there he is. This is Jappery's doing. That is the veil, that V on him. Tough to see him too, guys. I know. But this was the original. Okay, this is the original. This is what I lightened him up to. So he's supposed to be dark and so forth. And this is actually pretty good artwork. AI takes a whole different look at him a little bit later on, which I didn't like too much, but I couldn't get him to go back to this look. All right. Jappery's reign of terror ends today. Right? Obviously, it looks like he can fly. He leaps off the rooftop, gliding through the air with the help of advanced technology integrated in his suit. All right, so he comes and he lands in front of Detective Maria Sanchez. "Detective Sanchez, I'm here to help." Who are you? I almost said, "Who the F are you?" But I decided I didn't want this to be R-rated for the kiddies, all right? And he says, "Call me the Veil. I've been tracking Jappery for a while, and together we can stop him." All right, so kind of cool. Maria, though, on her face, Maria looks skeptical on it, right? Okay. But she goes ahead and says, he says, now you notice the change. Okay, we had a little bit of a change. I had to skip one of the panels here because no matter what I did, AI couldn't get it right. The panel was Maria saying, "We can use all the help we can get, right? What's your plan?" But instead then, I went to the next one just to get it over with. And you see, the Veil says he'll likely target a high-profile event next. We need to be ready. She says there's a charity gala tonight at City Hall. All right. Now that's the one I really wanted. But look at what Jappery looks like. I'd rather look what the Veil looks like. Nothing like his original scenario, but I like this picture quite a bit. Right? He'll likely target a high-profile event next. We need to be ready. There's a charity gala tonight at City Hall. It's the perfect target. And no matter what I did, I couldn't get him to go back and at least make him look like the cartoony one, if not the original version of the Veil. All right. Now we go back almost to the first type of drawing. We go back to the comic book type of drawing, which is fine. It looks good. All right. So it says that evening, and we have. As we go ahead, and I believe this is the new version of Maria, but we say here, Jappery is disguised as a waiter, moving through the crowd with a sinister smile. I thought that was well done, don't you think? Really well done. All right. Next one is, let's see, it says, oh yeah, the Veil is in civilian clothes, right? As is, well, Maria's always, and they're both undercover. All right. And so Maria says, there he is. She spots him. Stay close. Wonder why she's saying stay close. Maybe something's going on. Once he took the mask off, she saw how good looking he was. All right. Okay. All right. So Jappery doesn't fool around. He takes to the stage. He's got this luminescent kind of additive there. All right. So he reaches the stage. He pulls out his bottle there, and he's ready to unleash chaos. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to laugh like never before. But the veil leaps onto the stage, and he grabs Jappery's bottle and gets ready to drop Jappery's bottle. He says, "Not today, Jappery. How did you know I'd be here?" Everyone stay calm. Exit in an orderly fashion. People are screaming. They're yelling. They're getting out. I had to skip another panel here that AI just couldn't get right. "Jappery, as long as I'm here, you won't harm anyone. All right? It's over, Jappery. Surrender now." Jappery looks like he's not ready to surrender. Pow! He gives the veil a punch. So the veil didn't do too good of a job, but luckily Maria's there and stops him. "Going somewhere?" And there he is. "We've got you. It's over." He's in handcuffs. "This isn't the end. You'll see." The city is safe for now. Okay. All right. So that's the story. So you can see, kind of interesting what AI did with the story and how it kind of moved things along. Some of the artwork was very good, very different style. Some more realistic, some just like a comic book, some more kind of cartoony or comic strip type of thing. And again, I tried to make it consistent, but again, it seemed to be when I took a break. So that's it. That's my comic book, The Birth of Jappery. If you want more adventures of Jappery as the supervillain, let me know. Maybe we can make him meet Batman next or something like that. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching my lunacy, guys. And let me know what you think about AI. Some of the stuff wasn't that bad. And maybe it was scary in some respects as to what it could do. Again, I appreciate comments. Thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't. Be well, and I'll see you soon.